Hey to LA fam. Today I'll be sharing with you 10 plus reasons why more cruisers than ever are being denied boarding in 2025. If you're not careful, you'll get caught off guard by some of these.
Cruising to paradise, love in the air. With every sunset, Malik and Misha are there.
Welcome
to Love and Adventure.
Imagine showing up at the port, bags stacked, excitement buzzing, only to be told that you can't board. The ship sails away, leaving you standing there furious and heartbroken. That nightmare is happening to more cruisers than ever in 2025. Thanks to stricter regulations and simple mistakes, thousands are being denied boarding. And the worst part, most of these issues are totally avoidable. Today we're breaking down the 10 to 15 most common reasons people get turned away this year. And I'll end with the ones even seasoned cruisers miss. Stick around because overlooking just one detail could cost you your dream trip. Reason number 1, blacklisted for bad behavior. Here's a hard truth about cruising in 2025. Cruise lines have zero tolerance for bad behavior and difficult passengers, and they're cracking down harder than ever. One wrong move could get you blacklisted before you even set foot on the ship. The biggest red flag? Showing up intoxicated. Security teams are specially trained to spot impaired passengers during check-in. If you're slurring your words or stumbling, they can and will deny you boarding. No exceptions, no refunds. But alcohol isn't the only deal breaker. I know of passengers getting blacklisted for screaming at check-in staff over minor issues, refusing security procedures, or even just being generally disruptive in the terminal. These days, cruise lines would rather leave you behind than risk you causing problems on board. Pro tip, save the party for when you're actually on the ship. Arrive sober, stay calm, and remember, your vacation starts the moment you enter the terminal. Treat staff with respect because they absolutely have the power to send you home. Reason number 2, banned items and luggage. Here's a mistake that ruins vacations every single day. Packing something that's banned in 2025. The prohibited items list has gotten longer and more surprising than ever. We all know weapons and drugs are obvious no-nos, but what about the innocent-looking power strip that you pack to charge your devices? Many cruise lines now ban them outright due to fire hazards. That CBD oil that's legal in your home state? Confiscated at the port. Even certain over-the-counter medications can get you in trouble, depending on the ports you're visiting. Alcohol rules trip up so many passengers. Most lines either limit you to 1 or 2 bottles of wine or ban bringing your own entirely. Try to sneak extra booze in your luggage, and you might find yourself watching your ship sail away without you. A few years ago, I gifted my son a cruise for his 21st birthday. We were in a small group and had our entire luggage searched because of a forgotten THC vape pen, legal in California. We were scheduled to board at 12:30 p.m. We made our cruise barely, but only after missing most of the embarkation day dealing with security and the local police. Pro tip, before you zip up that luggage and suitcase, check your cruise line's prohibited items list and check it twice. When in doubt, leave it out. It's not worth risking your entire vacation over a $10 item. Reason 3, late arrival. This is the heartbreaker of all boarding denials, showing up even slightly late in 2025. Cruise lines have become absolutely ruthless about their boarding deadlines, and just 5 more minutes simply doesn't exist anymore. Here's the reality. That 90-minute pre-departure check-in deadline isn't a suggestion. It's law. Port authorities require a complete passenger manifest well before sailing, and cruise lines won't risk fines or delays for anyone. I've seen families sprinting through the terminal, luggage bouncing behind them, only to watch their ship sail away from the dock. The new danger? Fly/cruise connections. With increasing flight delays, more passengers are missing their cruises despite booking early flights on the same day. Airlines might get you there eventually, but the cruise line won't wait, even if your plane is sitting on the tarmac just miles away. Pro tip, for embarkation day, plan like you're catching the last flight out during a snowstorm. Arrive the night before, book early morning flights, and aim to be at the terminal at least 3 hours early. Your vacation is worth losing a few hours of sleep over. Reason 4, pregnancy or infant age limits, which should be one of life's most joyful experiences, can quickly turn into a heartbreaking denial at the cruise terminal. In 2025, cruise lines have doubled down on their pregnancy and infant age restrictions, and they're enforcing them with zero flexibility. Here's the hard rule. If you're 24 weeks or more pregnant at any point during your cruise, you will be denied boarding. No exceptions. Even if you're under that threshold, most cruise lines now require a doctor's note confirming your due date and fitness to travel. and it must be dated within a strict window, usually 2 to 4 weeks prior to sailing. For infants, the restrictions are even more surprising. Many cruise lines won't accept babies under 6 months old, and for longer or exotic itineraries, that minimum age jumps to 12 months. Pro tip: if you're expecting or traveling with little ones, email the cruise line's accessibility department before booking. Get all requirements in writing and carry multiple copies of medical documentation. These policies may seem harsh, but they're designed for everyone's safety. Reason number 5, unpaid balances or old debts. This one shocks passengers because it feels like it should be impossible in the digital age. But in 2025, unpaid balances are denying more cruisers than ever before. Imagine this: you arrive at the terminal, documents in hand, only to be told that your reservation is on hold. Why? Because the system shows an outstanding balance from your last cruise. Maybe a disputed onboard charge you forgot about, or a final payment that didn't fully process. Here's what's new in 2025. Cruise lines have implemented aggressive automated systems that flag any financial irregularities. Even if your booking confirmation says paid in full, hidden fees like port tax adjustments or outstanding cancellations penalties can suddenly appear. Just last month, a family of 4 booked a sail out of the port of Miami were denied boarding over a $57 balance from their previous cruise 2 years ago. The worst part? They never received any notification. The first they had heard of it was at check-in. Pro tip: at least 72 hours before sailing, call your cruise line to confirm your account shows a 0 balance. Check for old reservations under your name, and always keep payment receipts. That 5-minute phone call could save your vacation. Reason 6, Sniffer Dog Detections. Here's a 2025 cruise boarding reality that's catching up to passengers completely off guard. Highly trained sniffer dogs now patrol embarkation areas at major ports worldwide. These aren't just looking for drugs anymore. They're detecting everything from CBD products to certain prescription medications. Picture this scene. You're waiting in line, excited for your vacation, when a dog suddenly sits next to your bag. Security swoops in, and before you know it, you're pulled aside for inspection, even if you have nothing illegal. Residual odors from previous trips or improperly packed medications can trigger alerts. The biggest shocker? Many common prescriptions that are perfectly legal in your home country may violate laws at your port of call. A passenger in Miami was recently denied boarding because their doctor prescribed pain medication contained an ingredient that is banned in the Bahamas. Pro tip: always travel with medications in their original labeled containers. Bring copies of prescriptions and research every port's medication laws. And that CBD cream for your sore back, leave it at home. It's not worth the risk. Reason 7, dress code violations. Think cruise dress codes only matter for dinner? Think again. In 2025, luxury cruise lines are enforcing strict embarkation day attire policies, turning away passengers before they even step on board for wearing the wrong clothes. We're just not talking about formal nights here. Several premium lines now require resort casual or smart casual attire to board the ship. Show up in swimwear, flip-flops, or ripped jeans, and you might find yourself scrambling to buy acceptable clothes at portside shops if you have time before departure. Pro tip: check your cruise line's boarding day dress code as carefully as you pack for formal nights. When in doubt, business casual always works. Remember, your first impression starts at check-in, not when you reach your cabin. Reason 8, overlooked ports specific rules. This is the silent cruise killer of 2025. Local port regulations that override your cruise line's policies. While you focus on cruise ship rules, ports worldwide are implementing their own strict boarding requirements that can leave you stranded. The problem? These rules change constantly and vary wildly by location. Some Caribbean ports now ban certain sunscreen ingredients. Multiple Asian ports prohibit specific medications. And several European terminals have surprise luggage restrictions that differ from cruise policies. A family of 7 learned this the hard way in Greece earlier this year, when their legally packed drone was confiscated at check-in due to a port-specific ban they'd never heard about. Their Mediterranean dream cruise ended before it started. Pro tip: research every single port's rules, individually check both cruise line policies and local government travel sites. Going to packing questionable items, ask yourself, is this worth a $10,000 vacation gamble? Before we reveal the last few reasons that are denying passengers boarding in 2025, I need to ask you for a quick favor. If you're finding this information helpful, if these tips might save your future cruise vacation, please take a second to hit that like button below. It costs you nothing, but it helps the video reach more travelers who need these warnings. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel. We share fresh travel tips and personal vlogs each week to help smart travelers. Now let's get back to those last few boarding denial reasons you absolutely need to know about. Reason 9, invalid travel docs or visas. This one sounds obvious, but you'd be shocked how many travelers get turned away at check-in over document issues. Picture this, you're at the counter smiling when the agent faces drop. Sorry, they say, your paperwork is invalid. Passport problems top the list. Many countries now require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months after your cruise ends. That expiration date you've been ignoring could leave you stranded. But here's what's really catching people off guard in 2025, visas. New rules like the European ETIAS waiver apply even for short port stops. And Caribbean or Asian routes, they often need special visas depending on your nationality. The crazy part, cruise lines won't always warn you. They assume you've done your homework. We saw a mother and daughter in Galveston lose their vacation because the 5-year-old's passport photo didn't meet requirements. A rule buried in the fine print. Pro tip, treat your travel documents like gold. Check expiration dates, research every port's visa rules, and bring notarized letters for kids traveling without both parents. One missing paper can sink your entire trip. Reason 10, failing health protocols. This is something most travelers never think will happen to them, being turned away for health reasons. In 2025, cruise lines have ramped up health screenings like never before. It's not just about COVID anymore. Many now require proof of specific vaccinations, like yellow fever for cruises, stopping in South America or Africa. And if you show up with flu-like symptoms, a fever, persistent cough, or even just looking visibly sick, they can deny you boarding on the spot. Here's where travelers get caught. Those pre-boarding health questions, miss one, fill it out wrong, or forget to mention a recent illness, that's an instant red flag. Some cruisers get pulled aside for secondary screening, others get flat out refused. Pro tip, check your cruise line's health requirements as soon as you book. Keep vaccination records handy, answering health forms honestly, and if you're feeling sick before sailing, call the cruise line immediately. A little honesty could save your trip. Whenever you're interested in travel, please email us at info@toloveandadventure.com. Provide the type of travel, cruise, resort, etc., travel dates, and total budget. We will search and provide you with itinerary options at no cost. That's right, no booking fees, ever. Check out our site, toloveandadventure.com. Okay, now for the last reason on this list that cruisers are being denied boarding in 2025. Reason 11, pre-cruise behavior flags. Here's something most passengers would never suspect. Your behavior before the cruise can get you blacklisted before you even reach the port. In 2025, cruise lines are actively monitoring how passengers interact with their staff long before embarkation day. Aggressive emails, threatening phone calls, or even repeated complaints about policies can trigger security flags in your file. Customer service teams now document every hostile interaction, and that record follows you straight to check-in. Pro tip, always keep communications professional, even when frustrated. Save disputes for post-cruise surveys rather than pre-cruise arguments. That temporary satisfaction isn't worth losing your entire vacation over. Don't become another 2025 boarding denial statistic. These rules aren't meant to trick you. They're designed to keep everyone safe. A little extra preparation means you'll be sipping cocktails on the deck instead of watching your ship sail away. Now imagine boarding with confidence, knowing that you checked every box. That peace of mind is worth every minute of extra preparation. Want to keep learning? Check out our other videos for more essential cruise tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next vacation.